The lamp oil is running low. The wind is picking up again outside like a whispering stranger. The shutters begin to creak as the foundation aches in the darkness. The howling grows, as if the very air is demanding every ounce of attention. A sudden gust slams into the cottage with the force of a nightmare. The shutters crash closed and the lamp falls to the floor. No more light, save for the sparing hints of the moon sneaking through the cracks. As quickly as it rose, the wind dies away, leaving you in unimaginable silence. Cold. Almost instantly, the shivering sets in as you feel the heat drain from your body. You can see your breath in the rays of moonlight. The cloud leaving you with every exhale is the only familiar friend in this unfamiliar place. As you begin to lean over to retrieve the fallen lamp, the floorboards creak from the room behind you. You turn around and peer into the darkness. Nothing. The silence is deafening. It's colder now. You continue to stare as your eyes finally adjust to the darkness. There, on the other side of the room, you see that familiar cloud of breath, coming from nothing. Something is here. Something is breathing. Yes, today we are talking about ghosts or specters. Now this is a really wide topic, and at some point I'd like to go a lot deeper into exploring the different aspects of a wraith versus a specter versus a djinn, etc., etc. But we're just going to use this video as a sort of overview of the concept in general. Now this is a really difficult creature to pin down, because in our real world, there are a lot of cultures that believe a lot of different things surrounding this. Just to give an example, some cultures believe that if you don't give your dead a proper burial or give them the proper rites after they die, their souls could get trapped. I.e., if you don't pay the boatman, if you don't put coins in the eyes, you won't be able to pass on. In these circumstances, there are occasions in which those souls, the spirits, will get trapped behind. And that is the most common form, I believe, of a ghost, or a specter, or a haunting. You also have the demonic side of things, but we're not going to cover that here. We're going to get to that later. As far as ghosts and specters are concerned, if we look at different examples from things like The Witcher, or just horror stories, or real culture, the options are limitless. Sometimes you have spirits that will stay behind and help act as guides to the protagonist or the party or just people in general. And then you have other spirits that are left behind as malicious avengers, ready to find their final piece in devastating others. Sometimes they get tied to locations, like they'll haunt a house that they died in, and then anyone that enters the house is subject to their wrath. At some point, we should probably cover a topic that doesn't have so many different interpretations that it's almost impossible to nail it down into one specific thing. But that's not today. In lieu of being able to actually pin down what a ghost or a specter may be or its cultural heritage, we will instead ask a couple of questions that could be helpful to us as world builders and writers. The questions that are most relevant are actually more expansive than just, oh, how did that one ghost come to be? When you're discussing topics like ghosts in your setting, it inevitably leads to a wider conversation of what happens when people die in your fiction. Is there a way for their souls to get trapped behind? Are the ghosts just malicious forms of magic that are peeking through the weave or the aether, etc., etc.? So we're left to ask, what does happen when someone in your setting dies? So when you do have a ghost or a specter haunting someone, somewhere, something, how do you get rid of it? Is there a known method used by a certain group within your setting that knows how to get rid of these spirits or ghosts or malicious magics that are left behind? Or is it just an individual that just happens to have the right kind of weapon, or the right kind of gear, or the right kind of spell? Once you get rid of the ghost, where does it go? Does it pass on into whatever counts as an afterlife in your world, or does it move on and haunt somewhere else? If there is a way to have these spirits or specters manifest into the world so that they are a physical aberration and you kill them, do they leave something behind? Ectoplasm is one of the most common forms that you can find in games and literature, or ghostly essence. Perhaps the torn garment of a widowed ghost done wrong. Does it have magical properties? And finally, is there a way to call upon the dead? If someone in your setting needs information from someone that's gone, is there a form of necromancy? Is there any form of contacting the spirit at all? And remember that blanket statements are dangerous, because even if ghosts do exist in your setting, it doesn't mean that all of them have to be malicious or all of them have to be equal. Not every soul or spirit trapped behind has to become evil. Not every soul has to be a guide. What effects do these spirits have on their environment? In the story at the beginning of this video, things got cold, things got quiet, and then the breath was heard. Do you see footprints? Does it get cold? Does it get warm? That would be a strange change of pace for most spirits and ghosts. Are the ghosts able to interact with your world? Can they slam doors, slam shutters, throw books? Are they able to hurt people? Or can they just torment them silently from the darkness? There are countless other questions that could be asked about ghosts or specters in your setting, but I don't know them because it's going to be particular to the way death works in your setting. So, think about it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.